going to Turbo Tire to unload Kenny's new F-22 out of a truck. And then we're going to Home Depot. Nope, we're going to go get lunch. And then we're going to go to Home Depot and pick up some wood for a splitter.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. So we arrive at Turbo Tire to pick up Kenny's engine for his S2000. His old motor's got a pretty bad knock and he doesn't know what's wrong with it, so he's going to swap it out for another engine and hopefully be up and running in the next week or so. So now we're off to Home Depot. Pick up a jigsaw, you're gonna need it to cut out the template, and then you're gonna need paint. We decided to go with the Gorilla Glue. You can also use the Flex Seal. I've used the Flex Seal on my personal project. And then you wanna get 1/2-inch plywood, a good plywood, birch plywood. Get a quality wood, and you'll be all set. Okay, Nick picked up a template from 9 Lives Racing for his S2000. They have other templates for other cars. I recommend starting off with a paper template from 9 Lives. It'll make your life a lot easier. So first thing we want to do is cut out the template, and we are going to transfer it to a thin sheet of plywood. You don't have to do this part. You can go ahead and just skip ahead and mount it to a bigger piece of plywood, but this will make your life a whole lot easier in the long run. This is basically practice for us. Nick had this scrap laying around. I did the same thing at my house. I had scrap plywood and I transferred the template to it. It's just a lot easier to work with than trying to use the paper template to try to figure out what's working and what's not working, because everyone's car is going to be different. Every application is going to be different. Okay, once we had the template cut out, we wanted to test fit onto the car. It's a lot easier to work with the template once your bumper is off. Nick went with 9 Lives brackets. He bought this around Black Friday and got a good deal on it.
Okay.
Boom. Put the thumb screw back in.
Okay.
And it's adjustable for height, but of course you want the lowest one, so yeah, it's not really adjustable.
So where does it go?
Does it show?
So it's on the inside.
So it's got the noodly thing right there, right about this level. So yeah,
It looks
like,
like
this height.
these two bolts here.
Yeah,
So
somewhere
it
up
actually
there.
goes the other way, like this.
Yeah. Which way does the thing go? Wait a second.
Yeah, 'cause
oh yeah,
that-
this has to come
yeah.
forward. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
this
it
has to
looks
come
like.
forward.
These two bolts line up perfectly with these two bolts
Well, then this is that
on the
side.
radiator support.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I wasn't looking. That's my bad. My bad.
There we go. Okay.
This piece definitely has to come forward.
So one thing that's annoying about these brackets is they don't have instructions. Same with the 9 Lives wing. It doesn't come with instructions. You have to find other people's instructions We had to do a little bit of our own R&D. That's just par for the course when it comes to race cars.
Well, the bolts don't seem long enough at all.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Here we see Nick is clearancing the brackets for the condenser and radiator.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
I'm glad your headlamp says headlamp on it. I wanted to figure out what it was.
Does it say that? Oh, I didn't know that.
When you do cut on your car and you cut metal things, you want to make sure you paint over it to prevent rust. Splitter's mocked up with the new bumper. We had to adjust these headlights. We did that off camera. These are apparently aftermarket headlights, and they weren't screwed in on the back, so that kind of affected everything. They were rubbing. They're still kind of rubbing right here, but
And we had to trim the bumper.
yeah,
Trim the grill.
we had to
for
trim
the
the
tow hook.
bumper for the tow hook, but that's fitting good. This side's fitting way better. There was a giant gap here, so that's good. But so on this bumper, the issue, and it's not really a big deal, but some people might find an issue that it tapers down to like 1.25 inches right here, whereas at the front you're at like 3 1/4. But most of your downforce is going to be in the middle, so I think it's going to be okay. Plus this bumper, these are basically canards, so you're getting downforce on the sides here.
Nice thing on this new bumper too, this is the old bumper, same lip, but it's not flat. The original CR lip tapers down towards the edge, and that one is completely flat on the bottom, so it's going to seal better with the splitter. I don't think we're going to need to run any garden edging or anything, because I think it's going to be it's perfectly flat, so I think it'll actually help with that as well, sealing on the splitter.
One thing that's annoying is the template holes, and you can kind of see they're narrow, so like you line up one side and it doesn't match up the other side. And then even these brackets, I don't know if you can see, these brackets aren't straight on the bottom. You can see the actual holes versus their mocked up holes. Every car is going to be different. This is an aftermarket bumper, so I'm sure that adds to it. If you're running a stock S2000 bumper, it's probably more correct, but who knows. Yeah, and if you get the 9 Lives template for your car, don't cut those out. Those are for
the air ramp.
air ramps, yeah. So it comes with brackets. It screws up, kind of ties into the rear subframe back here.
Yeah, those are going to slip in there.
That's how the rears line up, but it is bowed right here. Although, it's not bad. Alright, well, we learned why there's a cutout right there for the jacking point on the car. So we'll cut that out and then we'll mock it up one more time. And it should fit perfectly, and then we can transfer to our good shit. Oh yeah, that clears. Perfect. Well, that makes
So
sense.
much better.
No more
We
bowing.
got the jacking point, no more bowing.
Sick.
As much angle as we want. There's a lot of adjustment on this bracket. Which, now that that's cut out, these things aren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
I was worried these were going to be kind of flimsy back here, but it's not going anywhere. There's no way. Especially with 1/2 inch plywood. while you make the hard template.
You're good. Those don't have to be that tight.
Pretty good though.
Yeah, looks good. Okay, we're all mounted up.
Oof.
Almost 4 inches.
Jesus.
Well, you have adjustability to go back if you want to.
True. Yeah, I can go back and get that.
I also don't know if you're centered because you're almost even on this side.
Yeah, I'm even on the other side too.
So we're gonna go borrow a router and bevel this edge. And then we'll paint it and then she's good to go, right?
Yeah.
Gonna help Kenny load up his S2000. He's gonna take it back to that shop where we picked that motor up for his engine swap.
Okay, slowly.
I'm not really a big fan of how the Gorilla looks. Maybe it's just the way that Nick applied it, doing it outside. A lot of contaminants got in his paint. But overall, the finish isn't as uniform as the Flex Seal is. But for a race car, it looks great. It's going to waterproof and protect the board. And it's going to add a little bit of strength to it. So overall, I like it. It being the same price as the Flex Seal, I would recommend going that route. But here it is at sunset. Looks phenomenal. And Nick also has a backup template, so in case something happens to this, he can make another one pretty easy. So we're back at my house. Say hi, Bear. Hi, Bear. And I did the same overall process on mine. I used a 9 Lives template. I modified it for my bumper. Big difference on mine is I use garden edging in between the splitter and the bumper. You may have to do that. It's just simple garden edging, goes all the way around. As far as the finish goes, this is Flex Seal. It appears to be a little bit more smooth than Nick's Gorilla Glue. Maybe Nick's didn't cure in the video. I wasn't there to see it finished. It takes a while to dry. That's the con of using this rubberized stuff, but it's super durable and it adds a small level of stiffness overall to the board. But yeah, that's pretty much how you build a splitter. It works for most cars. Find some brackets for your cars. See if there's a template out there. You can buy a template for another car and try to retrofit it for yours. On mine, I have the splitter rods, and I also reinforced in the inside with cables going from the splitter to the chassis so that it's super stiff. So yeah, if you guys liked the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And yeah, why is there a Honda badge on here? Guess we'll find out soon. Peace.